Thank you, David. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here on this very sad day for our city, our state, and our country. Unfortunately, I'm here today because our city is now added to the list of cities across the country where another African-American man has died as a result of the use of lethal force with the interaction of law enforcement. I offer my sincere condolences to the family of Patrick Lyoya, who is grieving the death of a son, a father, and brother. And this is also a very difficult time for the members of our police department and the officers specifically as they process this very regrettable event in which a life has to be taken in enforcement of the law. When I saw the video, it was painful to watch, and I immediately asked, what caused this to happen? And what more could have been done to prevent this from occurring? I continue to ask those questions and will be looking for those answers as a result from the investigative process, as well as future improvements to policy and practice. As a nationally recognized expert on the use of force, we are fortunate to have Chief Winstrom, who is both a certified law enforcement officer as well as an attorney. And he is well positioned to help us find answers, identify accountability, and propose improvements. As city manager, the public has my commitment to get through this together. But there will be understandably expressions of shock, of anger, and of pain. We acknowledge that this is a necessary process, but the city has the courage to embrace the tough questions and answer those questions and are committed to operating with full transparency and accountability to make sure that justice prevails. Again, I want to thank Police Chief Winstrom for his commitment to transparency and agreeing to release the video which you will see today, despite requests for waiting to do so. I also want to thank our community partners and advocates for providing the necessary support during this difficult time while still holding us accountable to make sure that its police department and its government not only does the right things in terms of process, but also does the right thing in terms of decisions. We are determined to get this right. Several years ago, reflecting our commitment to accountability, our city commission adopted a policy requiring a third-party investigation of all officer-involved shootings. And this is to be led by the Michigan State Police. The city immediately utilized that policy following the unfortunate incident on April the 4th. As of today, that investigation is still ongoing, and we have not heard the determination from the prosecutor, we have not heard the determination from the Michigan State Police or a determination from the prosecutor, but the chief will operate in full transparency to let the public know what he knows of what happened at that time. I urge the state police to prioritize and continue their investigation in an urgent manner. This family, the officer, and our community deserves answers. Our oversight office will continue to monitor and investigate the actions, and our city attorney has actively been involved. And at this time, I would like to present our Director of Oversight and Public Accountability, who monitors the actions of the police department, Mr. Brandon Davis.
Thank you, City Manager, and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brandon Davis. I serve as the Director of Oversight and Public Accountability here in the City of Grand Rapids. This is an exceptionally tough time for our community. I want to start by sharing my sincerest thoughts and prayers with the family of Patrick Lyoya, with our community, and all those who have been impacted by this incident. The loss of life is always tragic. And given the history of our country, when a life, particularly the life of a black man, is lost during an interaction with law enforcement, there's a great deal of emotion, frustration, and anger. As an oversight professional, it is important that I review, monitor, and audit all investigations impartially based on law and policy, and I will do that. However, that does not remove my humanity or empathy, and as such, I grieve with our community. Throughout this process, I have been extremely grateful for the collaboration and openness that the Chief and GRPD have shown to the Office of Oversight and Public Accountability. In this instance, the Chief made sure to notify me of the events of April 4th and welcomed me to the scene in order to ensure that there was independent oversight monitoring the activity that was taking place. Additionally, the Chief ensured that OPA had access to the videos of this incident. It is without hesitation that I say, since his arrival, Chief Winstrom and GRPD have been more collaborative with the Office of Oversight and Public Accountability than any other time in OPA's history. With that being said, while monitoring this first phase of the investigation, I've noted items for us to consider to ensure that we do the best job possible of ensuring accountability and transparency as we move forward. After this investigation is concluded, we'll do a post-incident review of the city's actions and consider concerns like how much time it took to release the video of this incident, or questions like when should an officer's name be released in connection with an investigation. We have to ask how much time it took to render aid, or what policy changes, if any, can be implemented to help prevent this type of result. We also have to ask questions like when should officers use disengagement as a form of de-escalation. I'm committed to thoroughly reviewing these matters post-investigation and any other questions or concerns that might arise throughout the course of the investigation. However, right now, the most important thing for my office to do is to monitor this investigation to ensure that there is truth and accountability. There are several agencies that will be involved throughout the course of this investigation. I want to take a moment to help clarify the roles of different agencies throughout the process. The Michigan State Police are responsible for the criminal investigation in this case. Pursuant to city policy, whenever there is an officer involved shooting, we refer that investigation to the Michigan State Police. Once the Michigan State Police complete their investigation, they will forward that investigation, if they choose to the Kent County Prosecutor's Office for the review for criminal charges. It is the prosecutor's office that has the ability to make a decision regarding criminal charges. The city of Grand Rapids does not have any authority or discretion in that space. The MSP will also forward that investigation to the Grand Rapids Police Department for review by the Internal Affairs Division, and there will be an Internal Affairs investigation. That investigation will be monitored by the Office of Oversight and Public Accountability. We will audit that investigation. We will seek transparency. We will seek truth. Justice requires that this matter be handled fairly and efficiently. The Lyoya family and all the parties involved deserve a fair and transparent investigation. As the director of OPA, I will do everything in my power to make sure that that happens.